Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada. I hope everybody's weekend is off to a fantastic start. I hope you're all staying strong, happy, healthy. Welcome Ram, hi Zarina, hi Aigun. Good to see many students joining in on the class. This is a reading class. We are looking for the IELTS Band 9. It's the top score reading skills. And this passage that we're looking at is going to be dealing with currency substitutions. This is taken from one of our academic exams. But for general IELTS students, your reading section 3 is very, very similar to academic IELTS reading passages. And if you want to get a high band score for those express entry visas, etc., you need to do really well in section 3 of the general IELTS also. So that's just a quick tip for you to pay attention to, and pay attention to this class. Welcome Tatiana, hi Maria, Pooja, Rashika, good to see many of our members joining in on this class also. I have exited blue Smurf mode, as you may see. Hopefully you do. This lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com for academic IELTS. Academicenglishhelp.com is where you get the help you need. And for the general IELTS, it is gieltshelp.com or general.IELTShelp.com. On both of those websites, we have loads of materials to help you improve. This is our academic IELTS website here with this blue background. You can click this big red button that's just right there beside my head to join the premium IELTS package. When you do, you have your My Student account, and in your My Student account, you have these computer-based practice exams in quiz format, lesson format. You've got all your reading here and everything. And then you also have lots of materials. So you have an interactive course, study plans. You've got tons of HD videos for all sections of the IELTS. So check that out. General IELTS is gieltshelp.com. Okay. Big red button. We're an official IELTS test registration center. Use the code PERFECT9. Yes, it's a sales pitch, but also I know that this will help you to get the best score possible. So PERFECT9, continue 20% off the premium IELTS package. Use it, learn, succeed. That's what you want to do. And to get our apps, get the app from your app store. If you buy the product through the website, you can also unlock the full app. I always forget to say that, but you can't use the coupons yet on the app, unfortunately, but you can use it on the website. But the two are the same. So if you buy the website, you buy the app. If you buy the app, you buy the website. So the app is Academic IELTS Help for academic students and General IELTS Help for general IELTS students. If you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com. Okay? All right. Lots of chatter going on in the chat. This is a subscribers chat class. So if we've got people watching that are like, hey, I can't chat, what's going on? Just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. As soon as you hit that subscribe button, you'll be able to join the chat. Okay, so that's how it works. We want to encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can watch and learn regularly, because when you subscribe, you get our notifications. Students, again, just a reminder, you'll hear me remind you of this a few times over the next couple of weeks. No classes on Wednesdays. We changed the way we do these live classes. We don't do classes on Wednesdays, but we have longer classes Thursday to Saturday, as we just realized in the last class, which was a task 2 writing class. We need that 90 minutes to really finish what we're doing. And we're also going to be putting out more HD videos as well. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. Longer classes, but you get the work done and you get more HD videos, okay? So We've got 2 more classes tomorrow. Again, these will also be 90-minute classes. Speaking Part 2 and Speaking Part 3 tomorrow. So Speaking Part 2 will be for members. Speaking Part 3 will be for everyone. Faruza, King is King. Keep it in English. You're in an English class. Those of you who are not using English in the chat, you're going to be put into timeout by our moderators and such. Why? Because you're not using English, and this is an English class. Okay, so you'll see our moderators and myself interacting with you there. So careful. Okay, use English in an English class. Makes sense. All right. So this, you see the reading question from the last class, which is fine. We don't, or the writing question, we don't need that. We will be doing some reading together. So same thing as the way to volunteer for speaking, but this is volunteering for reading. I won't look at this now because we're going to look at this in a few moments when we get into our reading passage, doing it together, and our reading passage, like magic. There it is. Okay, when you're in the exam, you have some instructions. You don't need to worry about these. You should know these before your exam, so you don't have to spend time reading this. Okay, but basically the idea is this. Now this is reading, right? And this is our test 7. So we're producing these tests this year. And this is a reading passage from our 7th exam. So read and read with me aloud. So when I'm reading, don't just listen. That would be a listening class. But make sure to read and read aloud. Okay? All right. Hi, Andre. Okay. All right. Knock. Nan. These classes for live YouTube, most of them are absolutely free, unless you're doing the members chat class, then you got to pay for those. All right, so reading section, read with me. International English Language Testing System, reading section, time, 60 minutes. You have 20 minutes for each passage. Instructions. You must not open the booklet until you are instructed to do so. Write your name and registration number at the top of the page. You should attempt all questions. Write all your answers on the answer sheet, provided you are not permitted to take this exam booklet out of the examination room. There are 40 questions in this section. They are broken up into 3 parts. Reading passage 1, 2, and 3. We're looking at reading passage 1 right now. Lovely. There it is. Reading passage 1. You should spend about 20 minutes on questions 1 to 13, which are based on reading passage 1. And we will have some audio for this later, but don't worry about that now. Okay, reading passage 1 has 7 paragraphs, A to G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, 7. Choose the correct heading for paragraph A to G from the list of headings below. When you're thinking about heading, think about the title. Okay, so basically it's like if I gave a title to this paragraph, what would that title be? Everybody followed me there? So if I gave a title to this paragraph, what would that title be? Let me try to fix that green screen a bit. There. Okay. Okay. And then we have our list of headings. Now, list of headings, it's a special type of question. It's the only question that you see before the passage. So you should read these, okay? But before you read the list of headings, so before you do that, okay, importantly, you should look at the title, and if you have a picture like you have here, you should look at that. Okay, so here the title is currency substitution, and then we have a picture here, and this picture is a banknote. It's the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, and it's 100 trillion Oh boy. $100 trillion. Too bad it's not American money. You would basically own all of the money in the world. Well, not quite. I think there's about $500 trillion out there, but you'd own a good portion of it. But it's not. It's a Zimbabwean dollar. It seems insane, right? It seems crazy, $100 trillion. So you obviously realize there's something about money and something weird about money. Something strange is going on about money. And this passage is going to discuss this strange phenomenon about money. Okay? So when you look at the title, when you look at the picture, don't just start reading. Okay? It's like, if you just start reading without looking and without thinking about the title, it's like taking a boat and going on the ocean without really looking at the sky and the water. Would you do that? Would you be crazy enough to take a boat onto the ocean without looking at the sky? I don't recommend it. If the sky looks gray and it looks like there's a storm coming, don't put your ocean on, or don't put your boat on the ocean, right? So look before you jump. The correct expression in English is look before you leap. All right. Let me give you some of these expressions here. So this one here is look before you leap. Okay, it means read the title and think about it before you read. Okay, it's really strange that some IELTS candidates just start reading without giving the title any thought, and I definitely don't recommend you to do that. Okay, leap is another way to say jump. So you have to think about it. So currency substitution, what does it mean? Okay, let me put that here so I don't have to keep changing the font. So what does currency substitution mean? What does that mean? So when we say currency substitution, what are we actually saying? So what is the definition of that? Okay, if you don't know, it might be a little bit tricky to understand the passage, but hey, don't panic, because by looking at the questions, you will get some more help. So you will have some more help. Okay, Maria Costina says currency replacement. Okay. So Maria says, well, I think that means currency replacement. Yeah, okay, Panda Bears says changing the means of payment. Hi Adamov, I see everybody over there in the General IELTS channel as well. Please do answer my questions. I'm paying attention to you. Okay. Ate says it's currency equivalence. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Tatiana says replacing monetary unit of the national bank with some other money. Okay, so replacing the unit with other money. Sure, I'm just simplifying, Tatiana. Okay. Yeah, okay. Why? Why would anybody do that? So why would a country change its money system? So if you realize that currency substitution means changing the system of payment or the money that they use in some way, why? Like why would I suddenly make $1 into $1 trillion, or why would I make $1 suddenly into a rupee? Or a rupee into a shilling, or a shilling into an EU dollar? Why would I do that? Okay, Tatiana says to decrease inflation. Okay, sure. To decrease inflation. Vishruti Goti says to increase GDP. Gross domestic product, GDP. Yeah, possible. Yosef says maybe because of inflation. Ois Al Hashon says because the national currency doesn't have enough covering of the goods. The currency does not buy the goods in the country. Yeah, possible. Okay. Maria says to simplify the numbers of the banknote. I don't think so, Maria. I don't think it's ever just a question of simplification. Okay. Vishruti says maybe to decrease corruption. Okay, maybe. Quite possibly. Absolutely. Okay, so good. The most important point is you're thinking about it. So you're thinking about why a country changes its money. Okay. How? So how does a country change its money system? How does it do it? So, I mean, looking at this picture here, like this ridiculous number that's just right there, right? $100 trillion. Whoever's seen Austin Powers will get that joke. So, yeah, $100 trillion. How much money would you like? $100 trillion. Yeah, so how does it do it? By increasing the numerical value of money? Sure. Okay, we can see that. Tatiana says, by issuing a new type of banknote. I think Selena got my Austin Powers anecdote. By issuing a new type of banknote. Yeah. What else? Come on, you can think about this. Just think about your country. If I go to your country, so can I use your local currency? Sure. What other money might you accept? So Zarina, Jagjit, Nasa, Amu, Maria, if I go to your country and I give you, let's say, a Colombian peso for your gold necklace, will you take that money? My Colombian peso. Will you take it? Maybe not. If I give you some American dollar, I'll buy your necklace for this American dollar. Tatiana says, I'll take some international currency like euros or US dollars. Carolina says, ha ha ha, you got the Colombian peso joke, yeah. So Maria says, no, you would not need to convert that. Yeah. Tatiana says, I'll take Bitcoin. It's a great example of currency substitution, by the way. Digital currency, sure. So yeah, you guys are making me think about investing more into Bitcoin. I got a bit in Bitcoin, but you're making me think to do more. So yeah, you'll take some other forms of currency. Panda will take Ethereum. Okay, so sure. Yeah, crypto. Why not? Crypto, US dollar, USD, maybe euro. Yeah. Hopefully you'll take my Canadian dollar, CAD. We tend to have some pretty decent strength in our dollar. So Canadian dollar, yeah, not everybody. Some people do. Okay, good. All right, so we're thinking lots about this, right? So now we've got our list of headings questions. Okay, so first thing, notice what I did first. I went to the title, I went to the picture, and I thought, man, what is this? Why is this? How is this, right? Currency substitution, using other money, using an alternative form of money. Why? To stop inflation, stop corruption, give money value, give back money value. How? Using another currency like US dollar, crypto. Some people are doing cryptocurrency substitutions, right? So I'm thinking about this now, like, there we go. So now we go to the list of headings and we read them, okay? This type of question you read before the passage. So read before the passage because these are like titles, okay? So read this before the passage and paraphrase. That will help you to understand even more about the passage, okay? So list of headings, read it before the passage, paraphrase it. Limitations of dollarization. Let me try to stretch this box a bit here. there, and then we can really fit our paraphrasing in. So limitations of dollarization. Okay, so limitations, parameters of using the dollar. Okay. It's hard to figure out what way to paraphrase limitations are. What I can do is I can use my thesaurus. So I'm using Microsoft Word. I go to review, I go to thesaurus, and my thesaurus says that another way to say limitations is boundaries, borders, restrictions, limits. Okay, I like the word restrictions. So restrictions of using the US dollar. By paraphrasing these list of headings, you're also picking up new vocabulary. So limitations means, you'll see why I'm doing this in a moment, okay? Now, some of you might think, oh, this is so slow, this will never work on IELTS. It's not true. This will be very effective for you on IELTS, and it will work very well once you practice this, okay? And you're building your vocabulary and your English at the same time. All right. Yeah, NASA, very good. NASA Tron says restrictions of spending dollars. Okay. All right. Maria says limitations of US dollar. All right. Benefits and drawbacks of dollarization. So advantages. And negatives of the dollar. Okay. Let me see if I can't stretch these. Well, that's going to be a, yeah, let me, there. Now we can fit even more onto the same line. Okay, try to be concise with these. So benefits and drawbacks of dollarization, advantages, negatives of the dollar or of using the dollar. Okay, the end of the Bretton Woods system. Okay. No more Bretton Woods system. Sure. Okay. Paraphrase quickly. Benefits and examples of dollarization. Okay. So advantages and situations of using the dollar. A currency loses its value spectacularly. Okay. So payment form is worth nothing amazingly. Transitions to fiat currency. Change to using dollars or money. Paper money. Say that. If you don't know a word, look it up in the dictionary. If you're not sure of a synonym, use the thesaurus, okay? All right. Heavy Driver Memes says, I'm worried about my speaking exam. Send me an email. We can probably help you, okay? Tatiana says, everything is difficult before it becomes easy. Maybe. NASA, drawbacks and flip side is not a good paraphrase. Flip side just means the opposite or the other side, but it doesn't include the concept of negative. Everybody, I am looking at the chat, so I'm looking at your questions. It's best if you focus your questions on what we're doing, especially, okay? Dollarization, American and US dollars, so using USD and AUD. There you go. There's some simple paraphrasing. Using the US dollar and the American dollar, the US dollar and the Australian dollar. Should countries dollarize? It depends. So is it a good idea to use the dollar for other countries? I don't know. Defining the topic. So giving an explanation of the title. Yeah. Lowering inflation rate and spurring investment. So decreasing inflation and motivating investing. There. Lacking confidence is a problem. Being unsure is a challenge. All right, so I have all my paraphrasing here of the original list of headings, and that kind of gives me a better idea of what I'm dealing with, my possible choices, and then I can read, right? Okay, so that's what list of headings is. Now we're going to use list of headings and answer these list of headings and use these paraphrases in a moment. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the passage, okay, everyone? So read with me. All right, what I'd like to ask you to do is read with me nice and loud, because you will read this passage afterwards, and we're going to go through it together afterwards. So I want you to have a chance to read this with me for practice first, okay? So what we're doing right now is you're just reading. So read aloud. Aloud means you can hear yourself, like me. So don't just read inside of your head, but read in such a way that you hear your own voice. That's really important for practicing your English, your pronunciation, your intonation. It gives you auditory, visual, and sensory feedback from moving the muscles of your mouth, your tongue, your guttural, your breath. So all of that combined, right, for improving your language skills. So read with me. Everybody get ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Currency substitution. Currency substitution, also known as dollarization, occurs when a country uses another country's currency in place of its own. In partial currency substitution, a country will use another currency alongside its own, while in full dollarization, the country uses only the other currency. Though the phenomenon is sometimes referred to as dollarization in reference to the United States dollar, the target currency can be any country's currency. Countries around the world have also dollarized with the euro, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, South African rand, and the Swiss franc. While there are many benefits to dollarization, there are also significant drawbacks as well. The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement, which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War. The agreement, which was based on the convertibility of the US dollar to gold, collapsed in 1971 when the United States unilaterally terminated the relationship between its currency and gold. During the intervening years, currencies were tied to the price of gold, and therefore to each other. After 1971, currencies previously tied to the value of gold became fiat currencies. Currencies which ceased being valuable in relation to something external gold and relied on public confidence in order to retain value. This is the origin of the need for currency substitution in certain cases. When you think about it, the paper that money is printed on is worthless. It cannot be converted into gold, and it is not guaranteed to be converted into anything other than the banknote's denomination. This is the result of the end of the Bretton Woods system. While many countries have succeeded financially and monetarily since 1971, others have not. For example, because fiat currency relies on the confidence of the people being issued the currency, when people lose confidence in the currency, disaster is at hand. This was the case for Zimbabwe from 2007 to 2009 and beyond. The people of Zimbabwe lost confidence in their fiat currency, and its value bottomed out in a spectacular fashion. People are generally accustomed to single-digit inflation, the loss in value of a currency. But Zimbabwe's inflation was off the charts, 80 billion pieces in a single month. At the peak of Zimbabwe's problem, $1 billion Zimbabwean dollars were reduced in value to a single dollar in just 1 month. For Zimbabwe, the choice to dollarize was clear. They gave up their own currency, which its own people had decided was worthless, in favor of the US dollar, which the people had confidence in. This configuration lasted for a decade until 2019, when the new president, Emerson Mnangagwa, decided it was worth trying a national currency again. This currency, as of March 2020, is also failing, seeing inflation rates of 500%. While short of the catastrophic rates previously seen, it is enough to highlight the manifest difficulty in managing a currency without the confidence of the public. Clearly, one of the benefits of currency substitution is the confidence given to the country's people in their monetary system, which gives great economic and social benefits. For countries with a citizenry that lacks confidence in the nation's currency, dollarization is a very positive alternative. In addition to Zimbabwe, countries that fall into this category are El Salvador, Ecuador, US dollar. Dollarization is also a preferable alternative to a national currency in the case of small nations which lack the governmental infrastructure to administer a national currency. Countries in this situation include Palau and Timor-Leste, US dollar, Kiribati, Nauru, and Tuvalu, Australian dollar, Andorra and Kosovo, euro, and Liechtenstein, Swiss franc. While currency substitution can create consistency through lower inflation and spur investment through a more stable financial environment, it also has drawbacks. For example, countries who officially use foreign currency cannot control their monetary policy and therefore have less control over their economies. For example, when the United Kingdom wants to lower their base interest rate in order to achieve a particular economic outcome, they can do this. So can other countries with national currencies. Conversely, countries using foreign currencies are at the mercy of foreign economic forces. For instance, the United States does not take into account Zimbabwe or Ecuador's interests when managing the United States dollar. This can result in conflicting economic interests and damage the foreign currency's user. The other main negative associated with not printing money is that the country cannot take advantage of what is called seigniorage, the profit a country makes by printing its own currency. This is why Zimbabwe, even after a debacle of the late 2000s, attempted one more time to print their own money 10 years later. Printing money literally makes more money for the printer. Overall, whether a country should have its own currency depends on the social and economic position of the individual country. National currencies require the confidence of the people, and if this is lacking, no level of synergage will make up for the inflation that results. But for countries like the United States, a national currency is profitable and also part of its identity. Questions. True, false, not given. True, false, not given questions. We can do these after we have read the passage. These will make sense once we do the list of headings. List of headings will actually help us to answer true, false, not given questions. That's one of the benefits of doing list of headings questions and doing a good job is that you can do a better job in true, false, not given. Okay? All right. So don't worry about these ones yet. We'll take a look after. Question 13, multiple choice, one question. Just read the question. Which of the following phrases best describes the main aim of reading passage 3? Don't worry about the choices. Okay. So, here we go, everyone. Oh, you guys aren't seeing the whole, yeah, here we go. Sorry about that. I think I accidentally moved the screen a little bit. I'm not sure how I did that, but I will adjust it. My bad. Okay. All right. I'm seeing that in the chat now, but don't worry about it, everyone, because you get another chance here to read. So it's all good. Okay. You're going to read again. Let me see. Why did I move that? Okay, let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. Okay. I must have just grabbed it or something at some point. There we go. Nice and big. All is good now. My bad. I was so focused on reading that I didn't really catch what you're doing there, but that's all good. That's all good. You'll see why, because you've got another chance to read here. And we're going to take volunteers for reading and answering these list of headings questions. So we're going to do these together, everyone. And the way to do it, okay, and again, you'll notice that now these new 90-minute classes, this is why these are so awesome, is because you really get a great chance to get this done. Okay, Deanne says, I got my results, but I'm still here. Awesome, Deanne. Okay, so let's read together. ahelp.com, go to the website. Log into your account. If you don't have one, create one, my student account. Click on Student Partner Speaking. Enable your microphone. And then message me. I want to read. And then I will ask you to read a paragraph, and I'll help you, so don't panic, don't freak out, don't be like, I can't read, or you gotta read, okay? Just read. I'll help you. We'll solve the list of headings questions together, and then we'll do all the other questions together, okay? It's gonna be fun, I promise. It'll be fun. Okay, here we go. So let's go to the website. You can use the general one, but I suggest using the academic one. Academic one, when you go to aehelp.com, it will look like this. Okay. You can join the premium IELTS by clicking that big red button. I think it's worth it. I don't think it costs a lot of money. I think you get a ton of help for what you're paying. So, you know, click it, join now, fill out the payment form, buy it, use it. Get a good score on the IELTS. We're an official IELTS test registration center, so yeah, I mean, we know what we're doing. We've been in this game for 20 years. And then go to your My Student account. Okay, so My Student account up at the top if you're not logged in. If you're registering right now, it should just auto log you in. Okay. And then you have this function here, Student Partner Speaking, up at the top. Okay, this is where you can talk to other IELTS students, practice your speaking with them, practice your other parts of the IELTS. Accept that you're responsible for your conversations. That you're going to play nicely and behave and focus on learning IELTS. So accept. And then you get into this nice little interface here where you see that you can book a speaking interview practice from here with a professional IELTS trainer. And then you've got Amina, we've got Maria in here, we've got Subrashit, we've got Aziz, Tatiana, Zarina, Divya. And then here you just send me a message. You say, I want to read a paragraph. I think Tatiana's already into this, so me ready. Okay. Me ready. I'm ready. All right. Okay. I'll call you. So I'll call Tatiana, and then Tatiana can read a paragraph and help us with the introductory paragraph list of headings. Okay. I see Maria is volunteering as well, which is superb. So more and more people. That's really good. Okay. Tatiana, let's start this off. Hi, Tatiana.
Hi, Ben. Nice to hear you again.
Good to hear you as well, Tatiana. So help me out here with body paragraph 1, list of headings.
With pleasure.
Okay. All right. We'll cut back to the exam book here. And let's see what's going on. For some reason, it's not wanting to switch. Just give me a second. I'll see what's happening there with this exam book. We'll be there in just a second. Okay. All right. So here we go. Body paragraph 1. Whenever you're ready, begin reading from currency substitution.
Just read.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Currency substitution, also known as dollarization, occurs when a country uses another country's currency in place of its own. In partial currency substitution, a country will use another currency alongside its own, while in full dollarization, the country uses only the other currency. Though the phenomenon is sometimes referred to as dollarization, in reference to the United States dollar, the target currency can be any country's currency. Countries around the world have also dollarized with the euro, Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar, South African rand, and the Swiss franc. While there are many benefits to dollarization, there are also significant drawbacks as well.
Good. That's good reading. Tatiana, nice, clear reading, and I can tell that you're not reading too fast. I have a feeling if you want, you can read faster, but I have the feeling that you're reading so that you're reading clearly and coherently, meaning that you actually are focusing on understanding what you're reading as well. Good, and that's what you want to do in the IELTS. So the IELTS is not a speed reading race. I think that's what a lot of candidates do is they try to speed through the reading, and that's really not the right idea because it's very difficult to get a high band score when the candidate does not understand what they're reading. Searching, skimming, scanning for answers is simply ineffective for high band scores. So what you just did is the right way, and that speed, Tatiana, is completely fine for the 20-minute time limit to read all of the information and to answer all the questions. Okay. So if you keep reading like that, I don't think it will take you more than 8 minutes to read the passage. So you'll still have 12 minutes for the questions, which is perfectly fine. That means you have almost 1 minute per question on average. That's lots of time. Okay. So understanding here is the most important. And when you have a list of headings question, you always want to, do you know what you need to do? Because I think you've done this with me before. So do you know what to do with a list of headings question once you read a paragraph like this?
To ask myself what's the passage about, to answer, and to find the most similar heading in the list.
Yeah.
The heading most similar to my answer.
Exactly. Now, just a little bit of correction, not what the passage is about, but what the paragraph is about, right?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Not the whole passage, of course.
And you can even when you ask yourself the question, you can even be more specific with your question. So you can ask something like, what is this introductory paragraph about? Basically here, I'm saying introductory paragraph to emphasize in my mind that this is an introduction, right? Because it's good to note that mentally that, okay, this isn't a body paragraph. It's not a conclusion. This is the introduction that has a certain type of purpose, right? So what is this introductory paragraph about? Okay, go ahead, Tatiana, ask yourself this question and then give me your answer based on what you just read.
Okay. What is this introductory paragraph about? This introductory paragraph is about the ways a country can go to dollarization, to switch to dollarization. And the passage is about different ways to do it.
Are you happy with that answer?
Not 100%.
Why not?
Because at the beginning there is some information about how the process began.
Okay. All right, good. So you're not 100% happy with it. It's also, notice it's a bit wordy. So when your answer is, it takes a lot of words, it's probably not the right answer. Okay, so you're giving a lot of information here. It's about the ways a country can go to dollarization, to switch to dollarization, different ways to do it. So you're not really summarizing here what the paragraph is about, but you're just reiterating it. You're restating it in several phrases. Try to give it another definition that you feel, or try to give it another answer that you feel is maybe more concise and accurate.
How various types of dollarization differ from each other.
Okay, just a sec. Let's take that.
Various types of dollarization.
Okay. I like it. I think it's getting better now. So that's a much more concise answer, right? Various types of dollarization. Okay, good. All right, let's stay with that. Let's see if we can figure it out. Okay, so now we'll go to the choices. Okay, look at the original choices, not the paraphrases, but look at the original choices. They're right here, kind of beside my head, before the dash. So limitation of dollarization being the first one, benefits and drawbacks of dollarization, the end of the Bretton Woods system, benefits and examples, a currency loses its value, transition to fiat currencies, dollarization, American and US dollar and Australian dollars, should countries dollarize, defining the topic, lowering inflation and spurring investments, lacking confidence is a problem. Which one of these do you think is the closest to your answer?
The fourth is close because examples of dollarization is similar to ways of dollarization. But I also see that the third is the end of the Bretton Woods system, and this is from what the paragraph starts.
You're overthinking it. Okay, keep your thoughts simpler. I think you're overthinking it. The list of headings has to be a heading that encompasses all of that paragraph and not a part of it or not an example from it. Okay. When you gave your answer, did you say that this paragraph is about the benefits of dollarization?
No, there weren't any benefits.
Yeah, you did. So it says something about that at the end, but it's definitely not the topic of the paragraph. So you shouldn't choose a choice that says benefits, because and it says negatives too, and that it doesn't include that. So that would not be the right choice. It's definitely off. So keep looking, something else. Okay, maybe look at the chat.
Maybe 7, dollarization.
You always have to look at the whole choice. Tatiana. So you can't just look at a part of it. You can't just look at dollarization. You would have to consider American and Australian dollars. Does it talk a lot
the
about...
chat says number 9, defining the topic.
Why?
Because it says what dollarization means. Defining means what does it mean?
Exactly. That's the only choice which accurately encompasses the entire content of that introductory paragraph, right? So that introductory paragraph explains what full dollarization is, what partial dollarization is, how it works. So it basically defines the topic, which makes sense because it's the introduction to this specific kind of idea of dollarization.
Yes, I agree.
So it's defining it, and that would be the correct answer. So a lot of important learning here, Tatiana. You have to answer what is this paragraph about in a concise way. If it's taking you several sentences and phrases to answer that question, you haven't found the right answer yet. Okay, that's point number 1. And point number 2 is the answer that you choose from your list has to accurately match your answer, not just a part of it, and it can't have extra pieces like Australian dollar or benefits. It has to accurately match it, right? And defining the topic is the only answer that accurately matches with various types of dollarization, because various types of dollarization is the definition of the topic. Do you see how that connects? Tatiana?
Yeah, after your explanation, I can see it clearly.
Yeah. So keep your thoughts simple, and I know it's tricky. Like I don't disagree. It's sometimes tricky, and I would say that because the introduction and the conclusion are unique, the introductory paragraph and the conclusion are often the most difficult for list of headings. So
I got it. Okay.
So another tip, Tatiana, is if you're having trouble with the introductory paragraph, then skip it. Then kind of leave your answer, write it down, use your note paper. Like if you're doing the computer-based exam, use your note paper and write down, okay, various types of dollarization. I can't figure out which one's matching here. So I'm just going to leave it with my answer, and I'll do all the body paragraphs in the conclusion, and then I'll come back to this one and see what is remaining and which one seems to match. Okay.
And to choose from the one which are left.
Yeah, it's a process of deduction. Yeah, exactly. So those are all good tips. And Tatiana, I'm speaking to you directly. Obviously, I keep repeating your name, but do know that these issues or these kind of challenges for this type of question
apply for everybody.
It applies to a lot of the candidates out there. So I see a very similar type of challenge amongst many people doing the reading section. So it's awesome that we were able to talk this out with you and get to the correct answer. Okay, so thank you so much for helping me with this and helping educate.
Yeah, thank you for your help as well.
And for reading. Okay, thanks, Tatiana. We'll talk to you later.
Thank
Everybody,
you.
give Tatiana a thumbs up. Mark IX number 9 on your answer sheet for paragraph A, and you're good to go. Okay, so let's take somebody else for reading now, and let's go through the next question. So again, students, we've got 37 minutes left in the class to answer all these questions and give you some great advice on how to answer the questions here. So I'm going to jump back to our volunteers, and I hope, Maria, you're still with us. I saw Maria volunteer as well. So Maria, are you ready to read? And Maria is going to hopefully we'll get to read body paragraph 1 and then answer the list of headings question in the same way. That's perfect. So we're going to roll with the punches here. Okay. All right. I hope everybody's paying attention. Students, I do see that sometimes some students get a little bit lost in these 1.5 hour classes. IELTS sitting exam is 3 hours. If you can't focus in a 1.5 hour reading class, you might get into some trouble in that 3 hour IELTS exam. So practice your attention span and focus. Stay on topic in these live classes. It's for your own benefit. Maria, let me reach out to you.
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How is life in Romania?
It's okay.
All right. And I'm happy you're back and volunteering again. That's great.
Thank you.
Okay, Maria, let's jump to the reading, and we'll engage body paragraph 1 the same way as what Tatiana did with the introduction, and then we'll go through it, and we'll get to that right list of headings answer. Okay.
Of course.
All right. So I've switched back. It'll take a couple seconds for YouTube lag to catch up. But whenever you see paragraph B and you're ready, just start reading from the story of currency substitution. So whenever you're ready.
Of course. The story of currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement, which established the rules for financial relations between major nations during and following the Second World War. The agreement, which was based on the convertibility of the US dollar to gold, collapsed in 1971, and when the United States unilaterally terminated the relationship between its currency and gold. During the intervening years, currencies were tied to the price of gold and therefore to each other. After 1971, currencies previously tied to the value of gold became flat currencies, currencies which ceased being. Can you
Yep. It's
scroll down
coming.
a
Yep.
bit?
Yeah. Sorry.
Which ceased being I cannot see
It's
ceased
coming.
being valuable in relation to something external. Gold relied on public confidence in order to retain value. This is the origin of the need for currency substitution in certain cases.
Okay. So let's do this. Question. I'm typing it up. Just read it and answer it.
What is body paragraph 1 about?
What is it about, Maria?
Um,
Keep it simple.
yes, I think it's about the end of the Breton. Uh, Something about the end of the Breton War, the end of World War II, and something about changing the currency system.
Okay, good. So you're starting to kind of circle around it, which is really good. The end of the Bretton Woods system. What was it? So what was the Bretton Woods system? Can you tell me that?
Uh,
There's a precious metal that this paragraph keeps talking about, right?
about gold.
What do you mean about gold?
Uh,
What about gold? I love gold. A lot of people do. But what about gold? What changed?
um, I think it also mentioned about currencies that stop being valuable in relation with gold.
Beautiful.
And
Okay, no, stop. Don't say anything else. That's perfect. I don't want you to say anything else because you just summed it up. Okay, that's what that is. That's what the paragraph is about. Currencies that stop being valuable in relation to. It talks about when that happened after World War II.
Yes.
It talks about examples of which currencies, like the US dollar. But the main idea is currencies that stop being valuable in relation to gold. And that system was called the Bretton Woods system, right? But thinking about the
Yes.
name can be confusing. So you have to be able to define it. And yeah, you can say it's about the end of the Bretton Woods system, and you'll probably find the list of headings answer quite quickly that way. But don't forget, there's other questions like true, false, not given, and other ones. So you want to have clarity on what that is, right? Like a lot of
Yes.
students will learn that, okay, for body paragraphs, list of headings answers are often in this first sentence, right? Because it's the topic sentence. And it's often true, but not always true. So you have to be careful. And it is important that you're able to define it in your own words and not just look at the topic sentence. So, it says the currency substitution begins with the end of the Bretton Woods Agreement, right? But what is that, right? Like we don't really know what that is unless we understand the paragraph. And that is that currencies stop being valuable in relation to gold. And I love how you figured that out. That's exactly what you need to do in the real exam. So now, if we go back to the list of headings, which is the correct answer in this case?
I need to see the list
Yeah,
first.
it's coming. And make sure that you read all of them before you choose your answer. Okay, this is a very important tip. Read all of them and be very careful when you're choosing. I hope everybody who's watching is also making a choice. So don't just passively do this, but actively do this. Okay. Meanwhile, Damanpreet is asking a question where we find the reading paragraph. You don't find these yet because we're just developing these new exams, so only in these live classes.
So I was thinking about a currency loses its value spectacularly.
Does it talk about losing value, this paragraph? Remember, it's one of the most common mistakes that candidates make is, for some strange reason or another, I have a few theories around it, but I'm not going to get into it. Candidates choose answers that don't actually match with their own answer. And it's partly because I think students lack the confidence in their answers. Okay, so that's not the right answer. There's only two answers here that kind of seem like right answers, and only one of them is the best answer. And IELTS is kind of like a college exam. You have to choose the best answer. So there's two answers that are kind of possible, and one is the best answer. Ideally, you can see both of the possibilities, and of course, to get the right answer is the best.
Yes, I was also thinking about at the end of the Bretton Woods system,
Okay.
something like this.
Okay, good. So the end of the Bretton Woods system is one possible choice here, right?
Yes.
What would be your second choice? So think about it this way. If it's not the end of the Bretton Woods system, what would be choice number 2 for you? Let me give you...
If I still remember, it was like a transition to fiat currencies.
Yeah, very good. It's transition. So transition to fiat currency literally means that your currency is no longer tied to the value of gold. So that's the literal definition of fiat currency. Fiat currency means that the currency value is tied to the belief of the people. So if the people believe that it has value, it has value. That's what fiat currency means. Okay, good. So now if we look at these two, so good. You have the two possible answers. Okay, number 3 and number 6. Which one do you think is the better answer?
6.
Good. Exactly. So the correct answer is 6. Now, here, let me ask you this. Why do you think 6 is a better answer than 3?
Because I remember that it put it into a context when this happened, the end of the Second World War.
Yeah, exactly.
and the end of the Bretton Woods system. But
Exactly.
it doesn't give too much detail about how this Bretton Woods system ended, despite the fact.
Exactly. So, exactly, I agree with you. So it's more accurate. It encompasses the whole paragraph much more to say that this paragraph, okay, it talks about the end of World War II. It talks about how countries are losing their connection to gold. They're now connected to. It mentions the fiat system emerging. So it talks about the end of the Bretton Woods, but it also talks about the emergence of the fiat, right? So end of one system,
Mhm.
beginning of the new system, and that's that transition, right? So transition here is a very accurate word to summarize the content of this paragraph, or the contents of this paragraph. So good. So here again, we learned some new information that's very valuable for IELTS candidates. So we learned a few pieces from Tatiana with the introduction. And now with body paragraph 1, we learn another really important couple pieces, Maria. One is don't just look at the topic sentence, because if you do that, many people might just choose end of Bretton Woods system and they think, oh, I answered that well, that really matched, that was great. But the IELTS people, they're kind of tricky, because when they're looking for band 8, band 9, they want candidates who have clear comprehension of all of the information. And so you really have to go through these steps and choose the best answer, right? And in this case, the best answer is number 6.
Yes, but my question is, would it be like using our logic instead of jumping to the first instinct? Like I see the end of the Bretton Woods system and I jump to this answer, but maybe I'm wrong and it's not the correct answer for me.
In IELTS reading, especially, but it's also true for some of the questions in the listening and for the other parts of the exam, for the speaking as well, you have to apply rational and logical thinking to the information that you're given or that you're producing to get those band 7.589 scores. So this is why I always tell people that IELTS is an English proficiency exam. It's not an English as a second language exam. So it is testing your thinking as much as it's testing your English skills as well. Okay?
Mhm.
So yes, to answer your question simply, you have to use your logic and you have to rationalize your thinking before you choose the answer. For those high band scores, you might be able to get a band 6 or 6.5 without applying so much rational thinking, but for those higher band scores, you definitely have to apply rational thinking and critical thinking. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Okay. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Maria, then thank you for volunteering and helping me point out these very important pieces for these list of headings questions. We'll go to paragraph 3 now, and we'll take another volunteer. Have a lovely rest of your day, Maria.
Thank you. The same.
Bye-bye. All right, so that was Maria for number 2. Okay, we're going to pick up some speed now because students should have more and more clarity now on what's going on. So let's take another volunteer. I've got Panda here ready to volunteer, Light here ready to volunteer. What amazing names we were coming up with our handles in here. So Panda, let me see if you're still with us. Okay, are you ready? Hang in there now, students. It's going to be a bit faster. You know what you're doing. So I'm going to expect a bit more speed now to figure out the answers. Okay. All right. Panda, if you're ready to read. Yes, you are. Awesome. And claps and thumbs up, everybody, for people that are reading. Okay. Panda. Hi.
Yeah, wait a minute. I will increase the volume here.
Oh, you're good. I can hear you loud and clear.
Wait a minute.
No worries. You're good. You're good. We can hear you. I think everybody's good. I'm sorry, I forgot your name. Do you want me to just keep calling you Panda, or do you have a nickname you want me to call you?
You can call me Panda. Please call me just Panda.
Panda, sure. All right,
Yeah.
hey, it's a great nickname. All right.
How are you, sir? Okay.
I'm doing fantastic. Okay, so Panda, let's hop right into it because we want to get this done. And
okay.
First, you always want the strategy, the technique. Once you have the strategy and technique, then you're focusing on fluency and speed, right? So let's go to body paragraph 2. I'm just scrolling there now. It's going to be paragraph C. And whenever you're ready and when you can see the screen, start reading from when you think about it. And then we'll do the list of headings questions right after. So whenever you're ready, go for it.
Okay. When you think about it, the paper that money is printed on is worthless. It cannot be converted into gold, and it's not guaranteed to be converted into anything other than the banknote's denomination. This is the result of the end of Bretton Woods system. While many countries have succeeded financially and monetarily since 1971, others have not. For example, because fiat currency relies on the confidence of the people being issued the currency, when people lose confidence in the currency, disaster is at hand. This was the case for Zimbabwe from 2007 to 2009 and beyond. The people of Zimbabwe lost confidence in their fiat currency and its value bottomed out in spectacular fashion. People are generally accustomed to single digit inflation, the loss in value of currency. But Zimbabwe's inflation was off the chart, 80 billion PC in single month. At the peak of Zimbabwe's problem, a billion Zimbabwean dollars were reduced in value to a single dollar in just 1 month.
Okay, so ask yourself the question, what is body paragraph 2 about? And give yourself an answer.
Hmm. It's about people lose their confidence in using their uh, fiat currency. Yeah, I think the paragraph is about it.
Okay, fair enough. All right. Always remember to ask the question. I know I asked it for you in this case, so I'm like the voice in your head. But do ask yourself, actually, when you're practicing at home, like literally say out loud, what is body paragraph 2 about? Okay, I think it's about people losing their confidence in fiat currency. Where? Where are the people that are losing their confidence?
Zimbabwe.
Okay, you have to
In
be
Zimbabwe.
specific, right? Because not everybody lost
Okay.
it, right? So it's people in Zimbabwe, right?
Right.
So you have to be careful because we didn't talk about everybody losing it. That would be, we'd all be in cryptocurrency.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so that's an important point there, right? Okay,
All
so let's take a look. Which is the closest match to what you just said? So you're always looking for the closest match from the list of headings, and you always answer on your own first. Which one is the closest match to what you just said?
A currency loses its value spectacularly.
And you just got yourself a correct mark on your IELTS exam.
Oh, really? Number 5?
Yeah. That's the main
Whoa.
focus. So the main focus of this paragraph is to give the reader an example of how a currency, a fiat currency, can lose its value in an incredible way, right? The paragraph focuses mostly on that. And that is the closest match. Some people might come up with a few other ways to summarize that, but you notice that that's the closest match. So you just picked up a point. That's good. And that is how you do it, Panda. Thank you for showing us. And that literally only took you the amount of time that it should take you in the real IELTS exam. Okay? So if you can do that, you're doing a good job.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Panda. Have an awesome rest of your day.
Yeah, thank you for picking me up and see you tomorrow, sir.
See you tomorrow. Bye. Okay, that was Panda. Awesome work, Panda. That's how it's done. Let's pick somebody else. How about Light? I'm liking these handles. All right, let's go to the next paragraph. So you want to read a paragraph? Yes, you can. Are you ready? Okay. So are you ready to read? All right. Yes. Awesome. Hello, Light. I can hear that you picked up. Are you there? Make sure to mute YouTube. Can you hear me? I heard my feedback there in your microphones. It sounds like your microphone's there, but I can't hear your voice. If you're there, say something. A hello, a no, a yes. Okay, I think something is maybe up with Light's setup there on that end. So Light, check it out with somebody else and then come back. Make sure to check it out because tomorrow we're doing lots of speaking and we're going to be using this interface. All right, so let's, you know what, while some other volunteers, I see you there, Divya, so hang in there. While there are other people contemplating whether to volunteer or not and checking out their systems, let's do one together with me reading, okay? So I'll read a paragraph and then read with me, and we'll use the chat to give some answers and then continue on. So here we go with paragraph D, okay? So body paragraph 3. Here we go, everyone. So read with me. For Zimbabwe, the choice to dollarize was clear. They gave up their own currency, which its own people had decided was worthless, in favor of the US dollar, which the people had confidence in. This configuration lasted for a decade until 2019, when the new president, Emerson Mnangagwa, decided it was worth trying a national currency again. This currency, as of March 2020, is also failing, seeing inflation rates of 500%. While short of the catastrophic rates previously seen, it is enough to highlight the manifest difficulty in managing a currency without the confidence of the public. All right, everyone, what is this body paragraph about? Give me some answers. I don't want to give it to you, so now you can write the answer into the chat. Okay. So give me the answer. Okay. Give me the answer. Stop evaluating each other. There's no point in that. Just give an answer. Okay. Okay. So Maria says converting, I think is what you wanted to write there. Converting the national coin to USD. I'm not sure, Maria, because it sounds like in this paragraph, Zimbabwe converted back to some kind of dollar. Okay. Zia Naing says it's about the confidence in a nation's own currency, not in your own currency. I don't have an Adrian dollar, Xiao. Unfortunately, I wish. Maybe I'll create a cryptocurrency, the Adrian dollar, the Adrian coin. But no, so be specific, be accurate, students. However, Xiao, I do think that you have the right answer. Just make sure you state that clearly, okay? So it's about the need for confidence in a country's own currency. Okay, I would agree. Panda says I would buy Adrian coin. All right, focus, everyone, focus. It's about the need for confidence. The actual IELTS reading section is an hour, so you really need to focus. Okay, let's take a look. Which one of these is closest to that answer? So confidence is needed in one's own currency. Limitations of dollarization, benefits and drawbacks of dollarization, the end of the Bretton Woods system, benefits and examples of dollarization, a currency loses its value spectacularly, transition to fiat currencies, dollarization, American and US dollars, or American and Australian dollars. Should countries dollarize? It depends. Defining the topic, lowering inflation and spurring investment, or lacking confidence is a problem. Tatiana says, I think it's number 11. Barat says, I think it's 11. Just Kaur says it's 11. And Zhao says, well, my answer is closest to 11. And all of you who said 11 just picked up another point on your IELTS exam. Lacking confidence is a problem. Absolutely. So in this case, the answer comes from the very last sentence of the body paragraph. Notice that, okay? All right, so confidence is needed for our currency. If we don't believe in our currency, it's done. All right, good. So that's how we do it. Hopefully we have another volunteer ready to go. So you see, once you get the hang of it, once you start practicing this, once you start rolling with this, it becomes a ton easier, okay? All right, Divya, hope you're still there with us, because you're ready, okay? Are you there to read? Okay, Divya, so if you're available to read, send me a yes I am, and then I'll pass you off to paragraph ABCDE, I think we're on now. So we're doing good. We still got a bit of time, at least to finish these list of headings questions, and I want you to really practice. Amazing, 90-minute class. I actually thought we were going to be able to finish all the reading, but I'm not sure right now, which is okay. It's more important that you get a good idea of how to do one type of question than a half idea of how to do all types of questions. Okay, Divya. Hello, Divya.
Hi, sir. Good evening. This is Ammu.
Hi, Ammu. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome, Ammu. I am glad that you're here and you're ready to read. Ammu, okay, help us out with this next paragraph. So let's hop back to this reading passage, and then we will go to paragraph E. Here, slowly but surely, and same. So we're practicing this strategy now, and it's seeming to work. So whenever you're ready, start reading from clearly one of the benefits. Okay, from that part there.
Yeah. Clearly, one of the benefits of currency substitution is the confidence given to the country's people in their monetary system, which gives great economic and social benefits. For countries with a citizenry that lacks confidence in the nation's currency, dollarization is a very positive alternative. In addition to Zimbabwe, countries that fall into this category are El Salvador and Ecuador, USD. Dollarization is also a preferable alternative to a national currency in the case of small nations which lack the governmental infrastructure to administer a national currency. Countries in this situation include Palau and Timor-Leste, USD, Kiribati, Nauru and Tuvalu, Australian dollar, Andorra and Kosovo, Euro, and Liechtenstein, Swiss francs.
Awesome. I love how you just read through those trickier words like citizenry and Liechtenstein. I can never. It's the smallest country in Europe, and it's got this incredible name, Liechtenstein. I hear it's a beautiful country, but it's tiny. It's like a tiny, tiny country. It's, I think, like smaller than the island I live on. Anyway, it's good that you just read through those words. You didn't stop to think about what these are. You just read it. Okay. Ask and answer the question, please.
Yeah. What is a paragraph talking about? Maybe it's talking about the dollarization in various countries.
Okay.
Or
yep. Stop there.
Dollarization needed?
No, don't do that. Don't jump around. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's talking about the dollarization in various countries. Good or bad?
Yes.
And is it good or bad? According to this paragraph.
It's talking about the positive alternative.
Okay.
So it's talking benefits.
Okay, good. So it's talking about the benefits
Yes.
of dollarization in various countries, right? And then
And its examples.
yeah. And you don't need to. So keep it simple because various countries, those are the examples. So Andorra, Kosovo, Palau, Timor-Leste, Liechtenstein. Okay, great job. Now, which one of the answers matches your answer? So it's coming. It'll be there in 2 seconds. Once the latency here is gone. Okay, so it's coming. So which one is the closest match to what you just told me?
The fourth one, benefits and examples of dollarization.
And you just picked yourself up a point for your IELTS exam. Okay, so paragraph E, number 4. The benefits and examples of dollarization, right? So it's saying these are the good reasons and here are the examples. So number 4. Okay.
Yeah.
IB. And you are on your way to getting that perfect band 9 score. Just keep doing that. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Amu, that was awesome.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah. Amu, do you feel, so before you go, do you feel how this strategy, once you do it, like once you practice it several times, it doesn't take a lot of time and it becomes really effective? Like, do you feel?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah, you feel that, right? And it will help you
Yes,
with the
yes,
other
exactly.
questions. The other point we haven't talked about is doing this correctly. The other questions become a lot easier for the passage as well. Okay, Amu, thank you. I will see you in class, okay?
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Bye. Okay, that was Amu. Thumbs up. Amu did an awesome job. Fast, accurate, precise, textbook, exactly how it's done. Okay. All right, let's keep going. Let's take another volunteer here. Let's see, anybody else volunteering? Amina, Marty, Aziz, Riza, Aditya, Zarina, I see you're in here. You're in the chat. You're checking it out. But no volunteers. It's so sad. It's how we learn. I don't want to do it. I want to teach you to fish. I don't want to give you fish. You know the fable, if I give you a fish, you're not hungry right now. If I teach you to fish, you're never hungry. Plus you have a lot of delicious fish. So volunteer, okay? I'll jump back to the exam book to do another one with you. And students, you have to, I know the world is fast and attention spans are short in the world today, but IELTS exams are long. They're 3 hours long. The reading section is an hour long and it's after 1 hour of listening. So you have to be able to train yourself to hang in there for longer periods of time. Okay. So here we go. Paragraph F. Just do this with me and then we're going to do it. Okay. So while currency substitution can create consistency through lower inflation and spur investment through a more stable financial environment, it also has drawbacks. For example, countries who officially use foreign currency cannot control their monetary policy and therefore have less control over their economies. For example, when the United Kingdom wants to lower their base interest rate in order to achieve a particular economic outcome, they can do so. So can other countries with national currencies. Conversely, countries using foreign currencies are at the mercy of foreign economic forces. For instance, the United States does not take into account Zimbabwe or Ecuador's interests when managing the United States dollar. This can result in conflicting economic interests and damage to the foreign currency's user. The other main negative associated with not printing money is that the country cannot take advantage of what is called seigniorage, the profit a country makes by printing its own money. This is why Zimbabwe, even after the debacle of the late 2000s, attempted one more time to print their own money 10 years later. Printing money literally makes money for the printer. What is this paragraph about? Give me some answers, students. Nice and fast. Paragraph about, I don't know why it's saying that's not correct, but anyway, Oh, because I doubled it up. What is this paragraph about? Okay, answer. Baccarat says examples and drawbacks of dollarization. Disadvantages. Xiao says it's examples. Yeah, I would say explanations of the drawbacks of dollarization. With examples. Yeah, sure, UK, US. Yeah, that's concise enough. Okay, match it up. Which one is it? So here we go. Which one of those matches the closest with the drawbacks of dollarization? So drawbacks with examples. Which one is the closest match? Panda Bear says benefits and negatives, but I didn't say benefits in my answer. Amu says number 2, but I didn't say benefits. Why is everybody saying number 2? Nobody said benefits. We said it's the drawbacks and examples. Heavy Driver Mean says 2, dude, but dude, it's incorrect. Or dudette. I'm not sure if it's dude or dudette. Triduk Pham says, is that Pham Kong Diem? I think it is. Says it's number 1. Number 1 is more of the drawbacks. Yeah, because drawbacks and limitations and restrictions are synonyms. So whoever says number 1 gets the correct answer for that one. If somebody said number 2, then that would be the wrong answer. It's number 1. It's limitations of dollarization. If I'm a country that uses the dollar, I don't control my own money. That can be an issue. Okay, it has the closest meaning. Number 1. All right, everybody, we're over class time, but I don't care. I want to finish this now that I'm into the last paragraph, which is paragraph G. So let's do this. Let's see if anybody has braved up to volunteering for this last paragraph. Okay. All right, let's see if we have any brave souls out there still hanging on and wanting to tackle the conclusion. There is just doing, everyone. There is no just trying or thinking. When you do it, you do it. Okay, so we've got Aziz in here. Aziz, can I try? Yes, you can, Aziz. Are you ready? Okay, so number 1 was the best answer for that one. I think maybe because I highlighted number 1, some people ignored it. They thought it was already an answer. I might have confused people. I'm sorry about that. Okay, Aziz is ready. Hello, Aziz.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you. I'm still in morning, but I guess it's afternoon, maybe for you.
I'm sorry.
All right, Aziz, thank you for volunteering for the conclusion, the last and final paragraph. I'm just going to hop back to the reading passage here. Whenever you're ready, I'll get to paragraph G here in just a second. So when you're ready and you can see paragraph G come up on the screen, begin reading with overall.
Okay. Overall, whether the country should have its own currency depends on the social and economic position of the individual country. National currencies require the confidence of the people, and if it's lacking, no level of seigniorage will make up for inflation that results. But for countries like the United States, a national currency is profitable and also part of its identity.
Okay, so ask and answer the question.
I think.
Don't give me the answer. Ask the question first. Ask the question first.
what is this confidence?
Read it, yeah, confidently.
Yeah. It's about currencies. I feel it's not a maybe a correct answer. It's about currencies and the confidence of the people. I mean,
Okay, and you're saying like you're not feeling like that really gives the right answer to this paragraph, and I think you're like you're half there. You're half the way there. Let me read it to you again, so just listen to it this time. Overall, whether a country should have its own currency depends on the social and economic position of the individual country. National currencies require the confidence of people, and if it's lacking, no level of seigniorage will make up for the inflation that results. But for countries like the United States, a national currency is profitable and also part of its identity. What is this concluding paragraph about? Maybe look at the chat. There might be some people helping you out, giving you some tips. Okay. And like I said, introduction and conclusion are the most challenging. So I saw some chatter about whether or not Tatiana was doing a good job, but I think people don't realize, again, that Tatiana and you have the two most difficult questions. Okay, Aziz? So you and Tatiana had the most difficult situation because the introduction and the conclusion take more thinking to figure out what it's really about. Okay?
yes, actually, it's difficult to check reading for me.
Okay, let me give you my answer, and then let's see if you can explain my answer.
Okay.
How about that? It's about the choice of whether or not to dollarize or use a country's own currency. That's what the conclusion is about, in my opinion. Because it says using your own currency depends on your social and economic situation. Some countries it makes sense to use the US dollar or to dollarize. Some countries it makes sense to use their own dollar, like the US using their own dollar. Do you agree that that makes sense for summarizing this conclusion?
Yes, I agree.
Okay. All right. So it's the choice of the country, right? So dollarizing or not dollarizing should be the choice of the country, and we've got examples of that in the rest of the essay as well, with Zimbabwe choosing to dollarize and then choosing not to dollarize. Okay, so which one of the answers, Aziz, is the closest to this choice of dollarizing or not dollarizing?
Let me see.
It's coming. You'll see it in a second. So while you're choosing, again, I'm reminding everybody, pay extra attention during the introduction and the conclusion. They are definitely usually the trickier ones.
From a point of view, it's a should countries dollarize? It depends. Maybe.
Yeah, you just picked up a point. Okay, but to get that point, Aziz, you have to be able to answer that question. What is this paragraph about? Because if we go with your original answer, I think you might pick the wrong answer. Okay, so you have to be able to answer that question clearly of what is the paragraph about. If you can't do it, you should try to reread the paragraph. So read the paragraph again and think, okay, what am I missing? What is this paragraph about, right? So this is Roman numeral 8, VIII, Roman numeral 8. And for those of you who got that, you got it correct. Okay, all right. Thank you, Aziz, for helping me point out that the conclusion is also challenging. It's difficult. And thank you for volunteering, Aziz. You're really brave to do it.
Thank you too.
All right. See you in class tomorrow, okay? Same time. We'll have some speaking classes. You can practice your speaking too. Sounds good?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye, Aziz. All right, so that was Aziz, and that was awesome. Everybody, That's how it's done. That's list of headings. You've got the true, false, not given questions and that multiple choice question. I'll show you those. And you can try these in your own time. Send the answers to me in an email. Here's there's the true, false, not given. Okay. Yeah, send me an email and then I'll let you know what the answer key is. I'll give you a discount code to our full IELTS package. There's the multiple choice. You're going to see that the multiple choice question now, what's the main aim of the reading passage, will become a lot easier now that you figured out these list of headings. You're going to realize that. So I'm curious, when you send me your answers, you can send me a little comment as well about how you feel that list of headings is helpful for other questions in the passage when you get them correct. Okay, so I'll show you what my email address is here. Okay, so email is drum roll please. Maybe do a sound effect for that in the future instead of me. Adrian at aehelp.com. There it is, right? Send me your answers there and I'll send you the answer key. If you want a lot of really great reading exercise practice videos, good strategies, not like made up strategies like skimming and scanning, but if you want actual strategies for the reading section, definitely join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com for academic IELTS and gieltshelp.com for general IELTS. They're really great. Okay, you can use this discount code perfect9 for that 20% discount. Thank you so much to our volunteers. Always be supportive of each other. It's easy to criticize others, but it's more challenging and honorable to criticize yourself and to volunteer and practice. Keep that in mind for the future. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world today, right now. See you tomorrow for speaking. Bye.